And I honestly thought that I had forgiven everyone I needed to forgive. I honestly thought I had forgiven myself for everything. I honestly, up until now, up until this morning, I really truly believed that I had done the work of forgiveness completely. Well, lo and behold, it's not true. And it speaks again of that process that is a continual process here as we live and breathe and move here. And it's not just forgiving once, that it's like Jesus said, 7 times 70. We have to continue the process of forgiveness, not only for ourselves, but for others. When we come to a point like that I thought I came to this morning, I didn't believe I was able to forgive this person for what had happened. Now, also, we don't need to discuss the details, and as curious as it might seem, the process of forgiveness doesn't have to be like a confessional with a priest where you expose all the lurid details or the horrible transgressions that someone has uh, done against you. What this is not a therapy session. What this is radical forgiveness that you need to reframe in your mind, in the history of things that have occurred to you, by you. It's a continual process, and it will go on and on and on until, like Mom used to say, we're like cookies in the oven, and chocolate chip cookies in the oven, and we're not taken out of the oven until we're done. Well, we're not done. So this morning, my process of forgiveness began as I looked at a picture from the past, and I understood that there was still something inside me that I hadn't forgiven this person for what that person had done. And after I took Isama to work this morning, I was going to Kinko's. It used to be FedEx. Kinko's, now it's not even FedEx. Kinko's is just FedEx. So I wanted to copy new business cards for myself. And I began thinking about this issue, and I cried. I wept bitter tears to the point where I couldn't go into FedEx when I got there. I went and parked under the 20th Street Viaduct, Highway 20 Viaduct, and cried for 15 minutes asking to God to please help me forgive this person. And I couldn't do it. Jesus came in and wrapped his arms around me. My dearly departed ones, Mom and Gran and Aunt Ruth and Craig and Donna Beth, everybody came in and wrapped their arms around me to help me deal with this issue. And the point is, our forgiveness doesn't end once we think we have forgiven someone, or it has to continually go through that process of forgiving yourself for not doing what should have been done to prevent that situation in the first place, which is what I was dealing with, and then forgiving that person for doing whatever it was that they, quote unquote, did to you. You don't have to confront them with it. They don't have to go through the pain of understanding your pain. It's not about them understanding how much you suffered. It's not their issue. It's your issue. It's your issue. And I think that's why a confession to a priest works so well, because you are exposing it to someone who is not going to expose it to the next person. You don't need to go expose it to the person who made the offense against you. It's not their issue. It is your issue. The process begins inside. Forgiveness begins inside. Practice that process and continually forgive yourself and go through and reframe the past. It's only history. It's only history. So reframe it in forgiveness and go to that person or that situation and yourself at that time. Wrap your arms around them. Say, I forgive you. I forgive myself. I love myself. I love you. You were doing what you needed to do at the time. I was doing what I needed to do at the time. And that reframes the situation in love and forgiveness. And then you can start anew in that forward bound spiral that continues while we are on this plane in this duality that we call life. Then you can continue to be the transformer for someone else.